Good evening, cherished viewers. Welcome back to another episode of Ask the Counsellors. Like we promised you last week, we'll be coming your way to answer your questions. And so this evening's program is solely dedicated to answering your questions. At some point in the show, we'll take your live questions as they come in via WhatsApp or text message, and then we'll open the phone lines and have you directly engage the counselors to have them answer your questions as well. If you are watching alone, you want to call somebody to watch with you. If you are married, you want to call your husband or your wife to join in so that both of you can learn together. Sometimes it's difficult for one person to learn and tell the other, so it's good both of you learn together, especially when it's coming from people who have been married for many years, over 30 years. This evening, I'm going to go straight to introducing our panel. And then I'll bring you the lines to call, and then we'll go straight ahead and then have this evening show. This evening we have in the studio Reverend Michael Ankuma, who has been here giving his wise counsel for over a year now. We have Reverend Cecilia Jo Dickens also here with us, who has also been here dedicated and committed to this program and giving her wise counsel also. We have also here with us this evening Bishop Emmanuel Akun, who has also been here giving immense and tremendous counsel on this show. And we appreciate you, counselors, for being on this show. My name is Dr. Selassie Ajinasari, as usual, and I'm your host. This evening, if you have any questions, you can WhatsApp your questions to us or text message them to us. I think the WhatsApp goes faster. So once you WhatsApp or message us, our team will pick it up, and then at some point in the show, we'll ask them. So the number to send your questions to is 020-343-8710, 020-343-8710. If you are watching from outside Ghana, the country code is +233, +233, 20-343-8710. You can just send your messages to us. If you are watching us via YouTube, you can also just type your message, or via Facebook, you can just type your message to us. If you are watching the repeat, and we keep having quite a number of questions from the repeat program. If you are watching the repeat program, you can also do same on the various lines, and we'll pick them up. We do see them and would post them once the time is right. This evening, our first viewer says, and he's Nana Kweku from Ablekuma. He says, "Good evening, great counselors. Today is my first time watching your program. Please, I want to know the red flags or killers of relationships and marriages." So we ended with him last week. We couldn't answer his question, and we promised to come back and at least touch it. Last week, I gave him how to get the whole information about red flags, but just maybe to touch a bit superficially some of the red flags or killers of relationships and marriages. Yes, Reverend Ankuma, I don't know if you want to set the ball rolling for us this evening.
I think you've talked about red flags a lot on this program. Basically, the biblical thing is the person you are married also is a spiritual, is a born-again Christian. There are times they are believers, they think that they can go and marry an unbeliever and convert the person. That is not right. At times, if you are ready to marry and you are a guy, a man, you must be working because you are going to be the provider. The person that you are going to marry, what are your level of interaction? Your level of education might be such that you can talk and get the right kind of understanding. Then perhaps abuse, the character of the person, has a good character, whether male or female. There are people, you move around and they are ready to beat you up. That's a red flag. You meet a guy and the first thing he wants is sex. And he's pushing you. It's a red flag. It means that he's a committed Christian. And so if you allow him, in the marriage, those things will come up. So I think the other panelists can add some.
I also feel that if you are going out with someone and the person always puts you down, it's a red flag. You are not encouraged You are not motivated. Anytime you are in the presence of this one, you feel so low. He holds you in contempt. It's a red flag. So if you're a lady or a gentleman, you can come out of the relationship quickly.
Bishop Akun.
Yeah, I think I would like to quickly add anger management. You have to open your eyes and be watching how the person manages anger, because angry you will get. You'll be angry one day. Jesus said, be angry but sin not. So when the anger comes and hits you, how do you respond to it is key. How does the person you want to live your life with respond to it is key. Then again, like it has been said, the sexual lifestyle. Is a person committed to one person? Is a person one, I would say, one woman man or one man woman or multi-woman man? You know? So you have to be able to see that. And if you open your eyes, you will know. Then also I will mention quickly, the person must have some level of authority and that he submits to. If he doesn't have authority, they will rough you. Then finally, like the Reverend Mrs. said, there must be mutual respect. There should be some level of respect both ways. Not only woman to man, but the man must also respect the woman. I think these are for me. If they are not there, start thinking.
Okay.
Because there are things the person can learn. But if these are not there, they have to really take time and look at it.
All right. Miriam says, hello, counselors. Please, there's a guy that proposed to me 2 months ago, and I haven't accepted it yet. But I dreamt about him, and I saw this lady send him a message saying, because of me, he has shifted his attention to me and away from her. Days later, I visited him and asked him truly if he was going out. He strongly said no, because if he's going out, he wouldn't have proposed to me, and that he has not been dating for a year now. I further asked some friends, and they confirmed he's seriously attached to this lady. 2 of my other friends, who are his colleagues at work, have also said good things about him. Please, counselors, do you think I should accept him? Thank you, and God bless you all. So what advice do we have for Miriam this evening?
I see that this guy is lying.
Okay.
Right from the beginning. Because, like I said, he has talked about it. And the friends, he's attached seriously with this lady.
But the other friends who say it's not.
He said he has said good things about him. He didn't say they have nullified what the people say.
Okay.
They have said, oh, he's a good guy. So I think he's lying. And if today, you can easily foresee what will happen. They will marry. And this lady that will be on the background. Even after the marriage, before you realize he's still communicating with him, and it will be a problem. You can easily, that's what it is. There are things when it begins, you can easily see where it is going. This lady that he says he hasn't got anything to do with her, once in a while he will pop up. Once I will pop up. By the time they marry, in 10 years, this lady, and if that is not married, he will still have give him problems in her marriage.
So that's a red flag.
Red flag is a red flag. He should
quit. I am taking a different position right now because if I'm looking at this thing clearly, the lady has not met another woman. It was only in a dream. And I'm asking how solid are her dreams. Some people dream, and naturally it's the opposite. Some to dream is the real thing. So I'm asking her. And then if you have 2 different people supporting the man or some against the man, and then the confirmation of a dream, then you need some time. I would think that the woman needs some time to open her eyes herself. And if you pray that God should guide you in this, I'm sure God will give you a sign or 2. And so in relationship, prayer must be salient. Must be the beginning key. If you're not sure.
Okay. Elinam from Hohoy says, hello, good evening, counselors. Please, I'm going out with a guy by realizing, 1, he is proud. Firstly, he warned me not to be listening to counselors because he doesn't believe them. Secondly, he said nobody has a right to control him, not even his parents. Anytime his parents try, he stops calling them. Thirdly, he's not ready to apologize to anyone, not even his boss and parents, even if he thinks they are right. But I think some instances you may think you are right, but to the elderly person you are not. Whenever there's a misunderstanding, he's not ready to solve it unless I do. He stops calling for weeks because he's angry. I'm 26 and he's 30. Please, am I right to dissolve this relationship?
Run.
You are not
Run.
wrong at all.
To resolve this relationship.
You are not wrong at all.
Run.
Run.
I think all the red flags are staring at
Yes,
your face.
yes.
You know, all right. So Noah says, hello, panel. The lady I'm interested in wants to know the position of my mother before she can agree or not. She wants me to tell my mother about her first before she can say a yes. But she has told her mother already. What is your advice or counsel in this matter? So, Noah.
I think the lady is right. She wants to know because your first girl relationship is your mother, and so the lady coming in is going to be a rival. But then you have to see how your mother would accept the lady that is coming into your life. So she has to know how the mother feels about her daughter-in-law coming in. So there's nothing wrong with the lady asking him to talk to the mother about her first.
Okay.
So I think it's...
What if he does and he comes back and says, and she says no, even though
So that is where the work starts.
Okay.
You have to be doing the praying, you have to be doing the convincing, you have to be doing all that you can do to make the woman comfortable with your relationship with the son.
Okay.
You see, it appears the lady has some experience.
Okay.
It appears that he has seen something somewhere where some mother did some, or he might even know the mother of the guy.
Okay.
And thinks that, Mami, let's see whether he will agree before I even say yes. So I think that is that he should.
And the stories that we all grow up with, that daughter-in-law and mother-in-law relationship is always sour. I think she wants to be very sure before, because that is what we all grew up knowing, and that is what it is believed that mothers-in-law and daughters-in-law always have a friction. So
It's not possible to like I agree with what you just said. Maybe kind of an experience, and therefore, Charlie, don't come and worry me. Deal with your mother first. Then, but is it not possible too that the two of us can agree, and out of strength, we can now approach the issue? Because I think the relationship between me and you, and if you accept me, then I can now step out and inform my mother. And then if even she has challenges, the two of us can, with prayer and the backing of other elderly, maybe weave through and get it done. But if you are outrightly, you are not giving me any hope, how do I even convince my mother? My position, it might be different, but I think that I love you. Do you love me? Yes, I do love you, but these are my concerns.
Okay.
Then we can look at it. But if you want me to now, before you can say you love me, then maybe your love for me is dependent on my thinking. So
Okay. Good evening. This is from Manuel from Konongo. It says, good evening, pastors. I want to know if it is right to marry a woman who is not working. If it is right to marry a woman who is not working. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah. If you are rich.
I like that.
I mean, if you have the money
like
to take care of her, I mean, there are a lot of options. You can get me a business if you are rich, and you can you can help her get some work to do and that kind of thing. But so, if it is the man who is not working, that's why the problem is. But if the woman is not working and you are well resourced to take care of your wife and your family, I don't think it should be a problem.
Yeah, but like he said something earlier that set her up. We can begin from she's not working, but along the line, if you are the man and you have the will to set her up, so she can also be going and coming, because at a certain age in a woman's life, if she's just at home doing nothing, sometimes it gets to them. But if she goes and comes, she gets busy. When menopausal things set in, she's busy. So her focus will not be only on the challenges in her body, because she's busy going and coming. So I think that the ultimate is at least a shop she can go and come, or some business she can be doing. Okay. If she needs some toffee, she wouldn't have to come and ask you.
So on the flip side, if the man is not working, can the woman set the man up? Would it be a mistake to set him up?
A man I know once said, he's late now. Benyin so ko our pa. Oye. Benyin so ko our pa.
Benyin is a man.
Yes.
Okay.
Benyin so Benyin ko our pa. Oye. So there are times the women who are well resourced go in for men and set them up. I know of a woman who set a man who had finished sixth form but was working where she was working, and she saw a potential in the man, went ahead and married him, helped him to further his education. At the end of the day, the man became a PhD holder, but the woman started it. So if the woman, but the problem is if the man is a lazy person and is not working hard to move forward, to take up the role as a man, that is where the trouble comes. But if basically you are not doing anything, and somebody helps you, you should be able to pull your weight. You should be able to show your potentials. You should be able to let the other partner know that I am ready to do everything. Initially, she may go to work, you will be in the house. By the time she comes, the house is clean. And you show that you are concerned, you are submissive, you want to move forward. So if a woman also sets the man up, there's nothing wrong.
The flip side, the challenges I see there, which I don't think it's wrong, because I've seen a few where the woman makes the man. But my push is, then the woman must understand that you still have to keep respecting him as your husband, and not use the assistance you gave him to pull him down. Because the man has some, is it pride or some ego that if it breaks down, he won't be a man at home anymore. And again, if you help the man in such a way, try to keep it secret a little bit. So that not everybody who will know that I made him. Otherwise, he's no more a man. So that dimension. And then to the man, if such a woman comes into your life, then please appreciate her and respect her to the very end. Some get this, become who they become, and look elsewhere. And I think it's really, it's murderous.
Okay.
So it means that the flip side, if it's happening, a lot of caution and counsel, prayer to go in, because it's more difficult in the flip side.
All right. So this is good evening, counselors. Please, I'm married and I'm working. Is it right? So this is a lady. Is it right for my husband to give me money every week for my upkeep?
Right.
I want to know.
Why won't he give you?
Why?
Why won't he give you?
Why does it think it is wrong?
You are supposed to be a helper. So the man has to be doing something. Imagine you are not working. You are in the house taking care of the home and the children. Wouldn't he be giving you something? So I think if the man wants to give you something, please take it.
Okay.
You even have to ask, in courtship, you have to agree on how you are going to take care of the home, how the man is going to take care of.
Is it for the home keeping?
Yes.
Or for the woman's
upkeep? For the woman's upkeep.
So this is not like the regular home keeping.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the woman's upkeep.
I'm trying to find out the rationale behind this question.
So if she's working does she take care of her upkeep from her salary, or the man has to still?
Yeah, because I always position myself that it's our money anyway.
Oh, okay.
And so a portion must go to you for your upkeep.
Okay.
And then if it's not there, it doesn't make the man, when a wife shows up, you should show that she's reflecting your glory or something. So you must make sure she's sound and doing well and appearing well. So something to make her appear well should be available.
And I'm working too.
Should be available. But if she's working, it will not be like she wasn't working at all.
Okay.
I think it will not be like she's not working at all. But every woman wants a man in her life who makes her feel like I'm responsible in your life. So at least something to make her think that I have a husband in my life is necessary. But though she's working, she must also not put all the burden on it.
And the question is every week. It shouldn't be every week.
That is why I want to know whether it's for food or for just a woman's upkeep.
Probably for her own personal upkeep.
Why not for the home?
I'm wondering,
yes,
what is
question-
happening? Is it that the husband is giving and he thinks that it is too much? Or he thinks that though he is working, that the husband should give her money for every week, and the man is not doing. So he's asking the counsellor that the man will hear.
Yes, that can also be a factor.
So it looks like the question. But if he's working, the man is still the head, and he still provide for the wife. Okay. But it may not. But if it is that he wants every week, then he's asking too much.
Go ahead, finish that.
Yeah. Because if both are working, normally there's an agreement which works for you. At times, it is not good to copy what is happening here. The two, the action force says that the obi should see any fear and say obi so there. So at times it is good for the two of you, depending on how much you receive, to come to an agreement and say that for our benefit and for being very sincere, when we do it like this, it will be good for us. And as a man, I love you. I mean, I don't care doing all this kind of thing. You see, but if it is that he is insisting that even though I am working, you must give me something for every week for upkeep, then perhaps he's asking too much.
I smell something like a traditional understanding in there. That you're married to me, so you must by all means give me something. I'm saying, like you said, we should devise our money in a way that in the future we all benefit. And so for the woman to think that the man must take it, though I'm working, it's not in the wrong side. But don't milk the man dry that he wouldn't even have something to look at, a land or a project or something. That every week, meanwhile you can cater for yourself. If his rent is there, food is provided, and you can help yourself. Something small to top up could be cool. So that we can also look at tomorrow,
Okay. Kweku from Sunyani says, hello, counselors. I'm in a relationship with a lady. We have not had sex yet, but it has nearly happened on many occasions. I'm working, but I have not been paid. But I have money to afford the traditional wedding. She's equally working, but hasn't been paid also. What should we do? We have set boundaries, but it's still not working. The lady has been trying her best. Anytime I have the edge, she protects us from sex. What do I do?
I think I'll control.
What kind of work are they both doing that they are not paid?
Maybe national service.
Is that a job?
It's national service.
Or probably maybe, I don't know, maybe they are on probation probably at the workplace.
I would think there should be a little patience. There should be some flow, financial flow coming in.
Okay.
So if they've been able to hold till now,
Okay.
they should keep on holding.
Okay, but I think he's asking because they are struggling to hold.
See, one of the things that you should understand is that there's nothing new under the sun. What is happening to them? It happens to everybody. I mean, if you are not sexually attracted to somebody, you wouldn't desire to go and marry the person. And therefore, when you meet, so
Set boundaries.
Set boundaries.
Exactly.
Set
I
boundaries.
said the boundaries are not working.
Avoid
Yes.
some meetings.
Yes. You
If
should
you
be
have
able
a
to work.
meeting in the rooms, now meet in the open under a tree. Everybody's watching you chat.
Yes.
Because you want to achieve something. If you still go to the bedroom, sit on the bed, you can force, they say you can force a horse to the riverside, but you can't force it to drink water. When the horse is over thirsty, the horse will drink water.
Are they in a hurry to marry because of sex? Is that why they want to marry? So that they can have sex? They could have sex and realize that we didn't know each other very well. So at this very particular time where they are holding on, they should learn about each other very well. And they should take their walk with God seriously. They should have activities they do together that would glorify God. They shouldn't be keeping themselves in a room and wanting to. They should sit in the hall so that mother, father can be going up and down. Every time the parents will pass the hall, not in the bedroom.
Let me add that they should also realize that when the marriage actually takes place, depending on circumstances, each of them will face this kind of temptation with other. The wife has is given birth, gone to the mother 3 months, and there is this church member who wants to come and cook for you every day. This same thing that is happening can come. So if you don't learn how to control it today, if because of sex you are rushing to marry, you realize that after the marriage, that same temptation will be there with other members of the opposite sex. So you should try and control yourself now.
And then if you fail, and now like this scenario is set up, and you're going to deliver, another woman comes to your house, your wife will be suspecting you. Because when you were doing it, you did it.
That's true.
So
That's true.
pass the test.
Okay. If you are watching us, or you just joined in, it's a question and answer session, and you can have your questions answered here by the counselors. We are going to be reading your live questions and comments very shortly. The number to call is, or the number to send your message to is 020-343-8710, 020-343-8710. It looks like today I'm in a hurry to open the phone lines for the callers to call in. You can WhatsApp us or message us on that line. If you're watching by Facebook or YouTube, you can just type out your questions and we'll answer them. If you're watching the repeat, you are not late. It's never late than never. So you can just send in your questions and then we would ask them the next time we meet. John from Kumasi says, "Hello, Pastor. I have a child with a lady. I know she loves me very much, but I don't. And she's very helpful to me in terms of money. Should I go ahead to marry her? The truth is that I don't love her and don't even appreciate her effort." Wow, that's a knife in the heart.
I don't like the way he has put in his. He's being ungodly. He's being selfish. You've had him. You love her enough to have sex with her and have a child with her. Now you are saying you don't love her. He's to choose to love her. Love is a decision. Choose. I have a child with you because we have said it. Ultimately, marital love that sustains marriage is a choice. Because what he's feeling, that I don't love her now, even if that one was there, after the marriage, the thing will go. So that feeling of I don't love her, when he gets another woman, when they say, "Oh, when I see her, something is happening to me," when they marry, that something will go. So you come back to the same place that, I love her in the beginning, but now I don't love her again. You see, so you must choose to love this. If you have a child with her, you shouldn't disappoint. You shouldn't mess the lady's life up. Marry her. And she's good. He's good to you financially. Why don't you respond? Why don't you respond to his good gestures, whatever it is, and marry her?
Okay.
I'm waiting for the female.
I share the same sentiments with Reverend Ankoma, but you can't force anyone to marry someone. it shouldn't be marry her, because marriage starts with attraction. Marriage, you were attracted to the lady. Something pushed you to her. And so, it's not that like I don't love her. You should be able to see the good in the lady. That is how love grows. Love goes with appreciation, liking something, attracted to someone. You gel in a certain way. But this one, he has closed his mind to the fact that I don't love her. You begin to see things like the way he helps you. This shows that this lady is ready to help you till death separates you. She is there for you. And so you should begin to see the good things that she does. You can grow your love for her. You can grow your love, but these words are just too harsh.
I think he's a wicked guy.
Yes, the words are just too harsh. You have impregnated somebody. Oh, no, born one for.
So with one child in between them,
yes,
I think he should reconsider this one.
Yes.
And pray about it. Like it was said, you can't force him, but it will be better for the child if you could reconsider that position. Then on the flip side, where maybe the woman loves the man, and the woman loves the man, but the woman doesn't. The flip side, where the man loves the woman, but the woman doesn't love him. That's why I would say that if you are a woman, love somebody who is dying for you.
Okay.
Because that is the attractive point.
If you're a woman.
I tell my daughters, spiritual or whatever, marry a man dying for you.
Okay.
Who loves you?
Yeah, he's heard and everything for
Even
you.
though you don't.
No, you love him, but he should be more loving towards you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not the man you are dying for. It doesn't show concern.
Okay.
But he should be dying for, chasing you everywhere.
Okay.
Because there will be times when, like he said, so these feelings will drop. When it drops, the commitment must be standing that I chose you. And I went to every length.
The man.
Yes, every length for you. That's why this is becoming challenging for me. Because there will be times when you will feel like, I need to be alone. I need to be in my corner. The cloud, the thing is not there. But what keeps marriage going really is not the feeling, but it's the decision that I want to share my life with this person to the end. So all these balloons and feelings and butterflies, we can manage them. So for the child's sake,
So how does he get himself from a place where he doesn't love the lady to a place where he loves the lady more than she does?
in this situation, we might not get the other instance where you will love the lady more than she does. Because this woman really loves the man. Have a child for him, gives him money so that the man will love him. So at least to a point where you can decide and say, okay, I've made up my mind for the sake of this child. And I want to develop love to this woman by prayer and by also responding to her acts of love.
Does that help him to build?
If he makes up his mind, he will journey from where he is to a better place.
It's the main thing.
And you begin to see good things about the lady. You don't see just the negative things, the positive things about the lady too. And you making a manly decision, a sacrificial decision that it's not about the woman. You want to love the woman, live with the woman because of the child.
I always tell people, that if you marry a man, and then you go and marry this woman, and right from the one doesn't respect you, doesn't give you sex, that's all the negatives. That your love, it will evaporate.
Yes, even if you loved her.
It will evaporate. The same thing.
Now, say it again. Say that part again. It has to go down to
The listeners.
If you marry, you love somebody. Let's say I'm taking for a man and a woman, and then immediately the woman does not respect you. He doesn't even want to cook with you. In the night, he denies you sex, and whatever he has to do for the man, the love that you have, it will evaporate.
You will look elsewhere.
You look elsewhere. And in the same way, In the same way, if you are a woman and you are over heels with this, hey, this man is in the cocoa, I mean, you will love him. Right from the begin to slap you, no money, deny you sex, everything that the man should do, that love will vanish.
You see,
So love, in natural fact, as a decision, it grows. If you marry somebody, the love is not, and the man is a gentleman, he treats you well, and he does all those, the love grows. Marital love is intentionally grown. It's not something that is intentionally grown. It's the acts of love, no, which makes the feelings come. If the acts of love are not there, the feelings, how strong they are, they will find someone and live.
you see, what you are going to live with is not the beauty. It's the character. The character is the conduit through which love flows. So if the person loves you and character is good, why don't you look at it and develop it? Than to say...
Please, can you come again?
What I mean is, if I love a woman, I'm living with her. Our home is not the beauty you're going to live with. It's character. How the person talks to you. How she responds to your needs. And all that. How you respond to her needs. So for me, the most important thing about relationship to marriage is the character aspect. Because that is the pipe, the conduit, through which love flows. If I love you and I'm selfish, my character is selfish, it will show in that love. If I'm a beater, it will show. If I'm an insulter, it will show. If I'm lazy, it will show. So if the woman we're talking in question is very good in all these areas, why don't you look at it again? And you go and get somebody that you are dying for because of beauty, and then she comes into your life and she's insulting you, she's not helping you in any way. Please, I think he must think again.
Okay, all right. This is, please, I'm confused. A young Christian woman who is courting a young man of God, and we intend settling down soon. Though he is a university graduate, he informed me that the Lord wants him to be in full-time ministry. As a result, he does no other work at all aside the ministry. We have started a church already, and we are believing God for his provisions. However, my challenge is that in these times, every upcoming man of God should find something else doing aside the ministry. So we don't end up depending solely on what comes from others. Please, I need your counsel. It is not that I don't believe God will provide, but I feel he should work and do the ministry for some time before he fully commits to full-time ministry. Please help me. Thank you, and God bless you.
Let the bishop talk.
There are two streams to look at it.
Okay.
It depends on the dealing of God and the Spirit of God with the person involved.
Okay.
If the person is, you could see that person is gifted in ministry and he already pulls crowd. What I mean is successful in ministry. And is bent on going directly into ministry. You see his commitment into ministry to be up there. That he's not lazy. He's there reading, studying, fasting, praying, and he's pulling. And he says so by conviction. I would not talk too much. But I think in today's world, my best advice is get something doing whilst you roll the ministry. But if the person says, this is what God is telling me, then we must look at his agency and burden for ministry. That's the way I look at it.
All right. Elizabeth from Paga says, good evening. Please, I have a guy who wants us to get married, but he does not have a job. I'm a student, but he's saying we should marry.
I beg you. You see, some of us step into ministry without, I was working.
Okay.
Then I felt
this going back to the
I felt the call for ministry and I stepped out. Okay. And I went to Bible school.
Okay.
From Bible school, I never went back to work.
Okay.
And I stayed till today.
Okay.
Others too may say, let me go and work. And then after a while, I would relent work and stay fully to ministry. So it depends on the dealings, but you must know the conviction the Spirit of God is leading you to. Because after you step into a relationship with the Holy Ghost, he will lead you. So you should know where he's leading you to. But make sure that the woman and children in your life will not suffer.
As a woman going into this, how do I gauge the future of this man I'm going to marry in ministry? Should I look at what he's doing now? How do I see beyond the now? So probably, even though they've started a church, what is coming in may not be enough to support a home. how does she now look at it? How does she gauge the future to see that this is not how it's going to be, or this is how it's going to be?
Yeah.
You know?
If the man you're dealing with is a man of vision, you sense it in his commitment and consecration, and also in his delivery. Look, I've been in Tamale. You know, I'm sure it wasn't as somebody expected, but today you can see that what the man saw is a reality. And so for all of us...
You mean Bishop?
Exactly what
Okay.
For all of us. I mean, when he said it himself, that when you was in the beginning, it wasn't like, you know. But today you could see that what he saw is speaking. And so for me, it depends on how God is leading the person. And you in his life know that the person who is talking is not talking lazy. He's busy doing what... I found myself in Tamale one week, and your old man caught me somewhere. We went to pray for 13 hours. There's somebody going somewhere. He can't fail with that kind of commitment and consecration. Ministry is not lazy. It's not being lazy. If the person is committed and consecrated, definitely there will be results. But if the person is sleeping and every time he's asking you money, then you know that this thing is a bad thing. But if the person, even in the beginning, is pushing and supporting you a little bit, he or she gets, it's a teller that this person has a future. When I married, I wasn't working, but I had a woman who believed in me and said that we will marry. I cannot say that to too many people. But in my situation, okay, I was working in Kingston before I went to Bible school and came back. And so when she met me, I said, I'm for ministry. And then she saw that we could do it together. She saw future in me and committed her life to me. So I'm saying, see the man and see whether this man you're looking at today with one shoe, he has a great future.
And she didn't even say whether she was working too.
Okay.
She didn't state that she was also working.
Okay.
If like Bishop had said, if you see the future and you are convinced and you have this conviction that this thing is a sacrificial, it's a risk. It may work or may not. What is your help? What is your support? So she should just believe in the man and help the man in diverse ways. That if she is trying to, convince the man to work, and the man still believes that I've been called for, he's an undergrad. He's not. That means he's not a lazy person. It's a real call. He's sensing the call, so he should just believe in the man.
I've seen both cases where the man at that time, young, not working, but today, that's Bishop. We will tell you when I'm but I met him. You could see that the young man has a vision. At that time, cripples were working in his crusade. As a massacre crusade had already taken place.
And this is daring.
And all of us were there, we saw. The first, I want to ask some questions about how much it pays and that kind of thing. All of us were searching because you could see that Brother Charles is going somewhere. So it is very easy for a woman to see that, wait there, I say, I better cry and check. I was fighting, not much. Much to be. And I've seen another one who, a guy I sponsored, who also the man. And it's God who has helped the lady. It was the lady who had been working because you don't know whether it is a problem he's doing and things like that. In his case, perhaps it would have been better if he started working to support it. So it depends. He should see whether if cripples are working, then he should go ahead.
It's not everyone that is called into the ministry of healing.
I'm just saying. I'm
saying results.
There are results. There are results in ministry.
Yes.
There are results in ministry.
Because I've seen people tie the two together by all means, and the carrot pulls them away, and they end up being divided towards ministry. Because by the morning he has to roll up and go, and the time of waiting in the presence of God is shortened. And so over a period, the work has carried him away and the ministry has suffered. So it depends on how the Holy Spirit is leading you.
So I think the bottom line is that men in ministry should be objective enough.
Sure.
At some point, you should know this one, I need to balance it by doing something secular.
Sure.
Yes.
Or, I think that's where probably the objectivity of it. Sometimes the thing is not working, they still want to go and then the family suffer. Okay, so Efa, let me open the phone lines now and then we'll continue with the question. We are going to open the phone lines. You can call and ask your questions directly to the counselors. The number to call is 0207 10,000. That's 100001. 0207 10,000. That's 100001. You can call and then directly engage the counselors with your questions. Efa from Sogakope says, hello, God bless you all. Please, my husband decided to name our child after his uncle because he took him through school. But I pleaded I had an English name and he said I should search for the meaning, which I did, but he still used his uncle's English name without telling me. That same name is a name of someone who hurt me. Oh, wow. I can't call my child that name. So I call him by a different name, which I know my husband is not pleased. And whenever he calls him that name, I get annoyed automatically. Now we always quarrel because of this. What should I do? What should I do?
It's so correct. No. I mean, for me, there are things that shouldn't be a problem in a relationship. This thing is not a problem. Give your husband the right to be able to name the child. I mean, if somebody called Kwesi Edu hurts you because you had a challenge with him, and my uncle has done something good for me, so I want to name my child. What they kind of saying? After my uncle. Hey, so Kwesi Edu be somewhere hurts me, and so you don't name my child. I think that. The lady is not being realistic.
The lady should grow up.
There are greater problems in relationship. You are wondering about the name. Well, anyway. But the bishop,
you were going to say something.
I'm saying that apart from the confusion about the naming, I am thinking of someone has hurt me, and so I don't want that name.
You think that is petty?
It is petty. Just grow up. Just forgive whoever it is and have an understanding of the marriage. Your role as a wife and the role as a man. You came together to agree at a name, or you were forcing the name on the man, or you were choosing the name.
Is it the man's prerogative to name the child?
If it's patrilineal.
Traditionally,
if it's patrilineal.
Can I say something a little
yes.
bit? I'm thinking, and I could be wrong. I'm thinking. Now this woman has carried this baby for 9 months, and you just chimosed and you had the baby, and 9 months she has carried, and you're naming it after your uncle. Your uncle is Kwekwedu. Mm-hmm. You can still put Kwekwedu on, and then what the woman wants to be the first name, because of her input too, can be there. So it could be Michael or whatever Kwekwedu.
Kwekwedu Charles.
But it is a mutual agreement.
That is the point. Yeah. So I know if it is matrilineal.
Matrilineal is the father who gives the name. Matrilineal, it goes after the mother.
Well, okay. We are matrilineal, but
Fancies.
I give
yes. I can't be a matrilineal, but we.
So if I'm going to name a child, I don't want to make it feel like the woman has no role in it. So it's the two of us who must. I take the lead. The woman too must be satisfied a little bit because of his sacrifice in carrying the baby. So the name, because we normally name somebody after the traditional name, like Daddy or so that name they do it remain. But as for the first name, in some situations they even give the man gives one, the woman gives one.
Yes.
So I think that one alone can come from the woman, and the other major name can be your uncle's name, and then your surname. I think that will make her happy. She will grow with this baby. Every morning, Hallelujah. I know it's being petty, but if a growth level has not gotten there, the man should be a little bit understanding. Then let them grow, so that you can also give a first name, which is not the big issue. And then the main person we are naming him after. Because if we name someone after somebody, you don't take all the names. You take the original traditional name, my understanding.
Oh no, I don't think it's so. If the name, if I'm Ankoma and my son is naming, is Ankoma?
Yeah, that's so he doesn't have to take your.
No, it doesn't. They ask for the drone and the child,
exactly.
The whatever.
So that one, the woman asked that one. I don't think it's a crime.
And my point is, just let it go with that hurt. That
is key.
Yes. Let it go.
Okay. All right. We have a call on the line. Good evening. You are live on Ask the Counsellors. Go ahead with your question. We'd love to hear it. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm calling Rebecca from Tamale.
From where?
From Tamale.
Tamale. Okay. All right. Please go ahead.
My question is that my father will call me, I'm married, and ask for money. My stepmother too said I shouldn't give him the money. He wants to use it for other girlfriends. And my father too say, oh, I need the money to buy medicine. I need the money to do this. My mother will call back and say I shouldn't give the money. He has extra girlfriend. So what will I do?
Okay. All right. So Rebecca from Tamale is asking, what she should do.
That
The father would ask for her would call and ask for money, but the stepmother would call and tell her not to give him because the father has girlfriends he's going to spend that money on. So the purpose for medicine, the father will normally ask for medicine and other things. That purpose is not what he wants to use it for, but to spend on other women. So what is your counsel for Rebecca?
I would say, for the honor of a father, you can, in honoring, you can still caution him. This is what I've heard, that you don't do it or something. But I'm giving it so you can use it only for your medical. And so that he will know the reason why you know this, but you're still giving him and you're cautioning him that use it for medicality. And that's the way I look at it.
I think that it should give. But normally when you are old, your parents normally listen to you. So after he can go to the village. Daddy, they say that. So you're my father, so please. You see the money you don't have also. So that's more I'll bring you. Please use for your medicine, not for those kind of things. So you can counsel the father. But to say I won't give, it's not right. You should give. Just honor children, honor your parents.
And that means they have to tackle the mother too. They have to talk to the mother too. And she is with him and she knows what is going on. So the lady should go to the village and listen to both of them. She should serve as a counselor to both of them and see what actually is the problem and try to help them solve it.
Okay, all right. So, good evening. We have another call on the line. Good evening. You are live on Ask the Counsellors. Tell us your name and where you are calling from, and go ahead with your question.
Okay, I'm Reverend Simon.
Can you please come again? We didn't get you there.
I'm Reverend Simon. Upper East Bolga.
Upper East. Okay. All right. Okay. Please go ahead.
Please, my question is, you are called into ministry. You are sure of your call as a man of God. And then to a certain extent, you are feeling some fire within you to start the ministry. But you have been praying about a specific vision, but you have not heard from God. Is it advisable to go ahead but to find a place to start the ministry? Probably maybe prayer and maybe affirm your Sunday service. I don't know if it's convenient and that would be something normal. Meanwhile, I have been praying of where to start it, but not heard from God. But like you feel some fire within you to start the ministry. Is it advisable to go ahead?
Is this the right platform?
Can he take it there?
This is a marriage and relationship platform. And so you message us your question. We would find someone to answer that question. But there's a marriage and relationship platform, and so we are taking questions in that conduit. So please, so message us your question. We would get somebody to call you and answer that question. Thank you.
With this number, I guess.
Yes, with the number 020-343-8710. You can just message us your question, and we'll get someone to call you. Emmanuel from Adan, says, I've been married for some years now, but due to my work, we are not staying together. However, I used to visit her every 2 to 3 weeks. Recently, my wife came to pack all her things from where I'm staying because of a little misunderstanding, and she promised not to visit me again. I've tried talking to her and her parents, but to no avail. Now she has started making calls, which I'm beginning to lose trust in her. When I ask about her calls, then she starts to insult me, wanting me not to ask about her calls and not to touch her phone. I'm beginning to get worried. While she always feels happy, and now I've decided to call a spade by forgetting her because I'm growing lean. Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong?
We have broken heart.
Reverend Uncle, how do you?
It's unfortunate because they are already married, but it appears that the lady has made up her. The lady has lost interest. I don't know. He didn't mention whether they have children or not.
The marriage is ordinance or just traditional?
And whether the marriage also ordinance or traditional. Perhaps the lady has some good reasons why he thinks that he's not interested in the marriage again. And it appears that he can't force the lady to marry her. If they were Christians, ordinance, they will say, fight for your marriage, pray, see God, get counseling and things like that. But if, let's say, a traditional marriage, you're not married properly, and the lady is going, because the way he's saying, the lady is not interested in the relationship. Though it's not good for divorce, what else can you do? If the man can marry,
and the sad part is the parents of the lady are in favor of what the lady is doing. And so I would have said that they should involve their parents, those who are responsible for the marriage. I'm sure they went to someone to go and ask of the lady's hand. So they should get somebody involved. They should let the lady, or the lady should make the man know why I don't want to continue this relationship. And even if it is traditional, they are married. It depends on the culture they are coming from. And so if they are married, so they should find a proper way of solving this problem by seeing a pastor or an elder in their family to help them solve this marriage. You can't just marry and say the next time that I found another person, so I want to walk out. Is that what you'll be doing for the rest of your life? Going in and coming out. So they should find someone to sit in.
My concern has to do with the question itself. Because you don't live together. And she has come to pack her things away. And then you try to bring her back, she didn't come back. You talking to her parents, it didn't work out. So at what point do you see her taking calls and you are worried?
Okay.
We are not living together, so how do you know she's making her happy? So I don't get it right.
Okay.
Some concern maybe.
All right. So all too soon we have to bring this program to an end. But next week will be our last week of picking questions and answers. The subsequent weeks we'll be bringing you a topic, and I would announce that next week. And so if you still have questions on any area of marriage or relationships, please send them to us and we'll have the counselors answer them. I'm going to hand over to Bishop Akun to pray for you, and then we'll call it a night.
Shall we pray? Father, we thank you for your faithfulness to us, Lord. We have committed our lives to you and you have helped us. And tonight we commit our hearers and everyone who have been at the other end expecting a miracle from you. That God, you extend your wind of miracle into their relationships, into their homes, into their marriages. Where they need children, touch them. Where they need financial breakthroughs, help them. where they need character reformation. Father, step in by your Spirit and work a miracle for them. We know at the end of it all, your name shall be glorified. We bless your name for tonight and for the good work you've done. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Have a lovely evening and a blessed week. God bless you. See you same time next week. Bye-bye.